Hey, what's up guys, it's Aladdin. In today's video, I want to take the time and to discuss with you guys the top 10 things that I want to see in the live action series of Avatar The Last Airbender, which is going to be hitting Netflix around this year or 2021. We haven't really gotten any new information on the series just yet, which is why I thought it would be nice to share to you guys my top 10 things that I would like to hopefully see in the upcoming series. But before we get into the video though, I just want to let you guys know that I will be doing another $20 gift card giveaway at 10,000 subscribers. All you gotta do to participate is be a subscriber, like the video, and leave a comment discussing anything that you liked about the video. Once we hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll pick the winner in whatever most recent video I have out, so good luck to everyone. And lastly, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. It definitely helps out the channel grow and lets others like you stay tuned with the latest shows and movies. And also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you guys can get notified right away when I drop my next video. Now, we'll be covering everything leading up to the actual release of the show, including interviews, leaks, casting, news updates, and etc., as well as doing reviews for every individual episode. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you guys don't miss out on anything. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get into the video. Number 10, Location Accuracy and Cgi. Now, when it comes to the locations, I think all of us fans would say we want it to be as authentic and true to the animated series. Now, for me personally, when it comes to the location, I obviously want it to resemble close to the animated series and not some janky doo-doo shit. But also, we gotta understand that for the first season of Avatar, they're gonna be covering Book 1, which is water. We all know that in Book 1, it will heavily focus on the water tribe, and most of those locations are in the North and South Pole. Now, we know damn well that the showrunners aren't about to go to the North and South Pole just to film, so where would they go then? Well, according to Jessie Flower, the voice actress who played Toph, she spoke with Brian and Michael and said that filming should be around somewhere in Canada. In my opinion, Canada would be a wonderful location to film for season 1. It has a variety of locations there that could definitely suit the needs for book 1 and 2, maybe even 3, depending on where they go exactly in Canada. A lot of people truly do sleep on Canada as a location to film. However, in my opinion, I do think it's a high possibility for Brian and Michael to film there. Now, Vancouver is also another huge filming location, especially since they have a ton of CGI sites there that they can work with when it comes to green screens and editing. So Vancouver is another location I believe they'll explore and check out. Now, let me talk a little bit more about the CGI and what I hope to see in the show. Now, obviously the CGI will be heavily used for this series, for example the bending effects, the animals, and even the locations. My only issue with the CGI is I don't want them overusing the CGI for the locations. The bending in the animals is totally fine with me, but the use of using CGI on locations constantly might not be a good idea. I believe there should be a good balance. 3/4 of it should be the actual real life locations, and the other 1/4 can be the CGI, where it might be hard finding the locations that they might need, like the Northern Water Tribe Royal Palace and etc. But let me know how you guys feel about the locations and the CGI. Where do you think they should film for season 1? And how do you guys think the CGI should be touched for this series? Number 9, casting fits the character. For me, this is a big one. I clearly don't want to see a 7-foot tall actor trying to play Aang or a 4-foot actor trying to play Zuko. Now yes, I might be over exaggerating, but come on now, we all want these actors to look similarly close to the animated series. Like, hear me out, I think we would all agree that we want a cast to resemble their characters. Like, who in the hell would want to cast an actor to play Sokka who is completely dry and boring? No one, right? Well, that's my point. I think Brian and Michael really need to find actors that can execute these characters fully and not just a portion of them. Another huge uproar I see with fans is having white actors in the show. Now, Brian and Michael did address this a while ago, stating that they don't want a non-whitewashed cast and that it's going to be cultural appropriate. Now, me personally, I don't mind if there's Caucasian actors or if it's an Asian actor playing these characters. As long as they can act and make me believe that they're these characters, I'm happy. Now, a ton of fans have this misconception that white actors can't play these roles, and I understand why you might think that way, because what happened in the Doo-Doo movie. However, this isn't the movie, guys. This is a complete different project, and instead of us being close-minded about the casting choices, I think we should honestly be open-minded and just see the options that are being presented when casting does come out. I never want to tell someone that you can't get this role just because you're white. No, I personally just want to see if you can act and make me believe that you're that character. Now, I know most of you might not agree with me here, but I truly do think that casting should be heavily revolved around how you portray the character and who you are as a person. And yeah, it does also depend on if you look similar to the character, but that doesn't mean a white actor can't play Aang or whoever it may be. But I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on this one. What do you guys think about the casting choices for this show? Best comment will get pinned for this video. Number 8, pronunciation has to be on point. Let me tell you something right now. If I hear any one of these actors say Ung, I swear on the Earth Nation, I'm gonna chuck a big ass boulder at someone. Like, literally, do not change up the pronunciation of the names. The way that they were said in the animated series should be the same way for the live action series. I just don't understand why that might be hard to do. Like, there should be no disrespect on these characters, and to have the audacity and call Aang Ung, oh my god. All I have to say for this one is, Brian and Michael, please do not allow that shit to happen again. I know fans will go ballistic if they hear that once more. Number 7, effects. This one is pretty self-explanatory. The effects have to look essentially real, you know? The only example I can really use that I don't want to see is the doo-doo movie. The bending and effects in there were just mediocre and a joke. Now I'm pretty sure that Brian and Michael won't allow that to happen in the live action series, which is why I do have high hopes for the CGI and the effects team on this one. Plus, in today's time right now, the technology that we have is insanely crazy and powerful, so we'll definitely see a huge improvement from the movie. But an example of what I would like to see with the effects is from the show Titans. It was season 2 of episode 4 where Aqualad was bending the water from the fire hydrant. I thought that was a very good example of how the bending and effects could be for the live action series. Now, not exactly the way Aqualad bended the water. Obviously, Brian and Michael will have their own choreographers who will move a certain way with the bending and all. Number 6, small details. This one is actually my favorite. What I mean by small details, I mean the humor, tone, and storytelling. I think we would all agree and say we want the humor to be like the animated series. Sokka being goofy and funny and having that loving personality, along with Toph and her blind jokes. I believe having those small details like that will truly bring richness to this series. And I mean, who can forget about Cabbage Man? Cabbage Man has to be a part of the series. He's just an iconic character and I would love to hear him scream,
"My cabbages! This place is worse than Omashu!"
For the tone, I would expect the first season to be a bit playful and joyous. Just like the first season of the animated series, it was mainly just playful and fun. Like, it wasn't as serious like season 2 and 3, so I would expect the first season to be a bit more laid back and chill. And lastly, the storytelling. For this one, all I mean is have those episodes where it really doesn't connect with the main storyline. An example of this would be the play from season 3, where Aang and everyone went to watch a play about themselves. Having episodes like that, I really do believe it will bring the series to another level as well as bring nostalgia to all fans. Number 5, keep the mood the same. This one sort of connects to the small details one, but not really. You see, when I talk about the mood of the show, I mean how will it make me feel when I'm watching it? I would expect it to make me feel good and joyful, especially for the first season. I highly doubt that Brian and Michael will go for a serious mood right away. However, I wouldn't mind if they added a little sprinkle of drama and seriousness, but not completely all the way. I think they will add that and I'm totally okay with that, as long as they keep the show to its true core, which is being joyful and energetic. Number 4, length of episodes and seasons. I think this is a huge one that needs to be discussed. Now, Netflix is known to have around 8 to 10 episodes and even 13, which is not that often. I believe that this series will actually have 10 episodes in each season, and if that's the case, I'm totally for it and I'm good with that. Shit, if we can even get 13 episodes, I'd be stoked about that even more. However, I do believe Brian and Michael will try to shoot for 10 episodes with Netflix, and to be honest, I think Netflix would allow that considering they know how big Avatar is and what it can do for their streaming service. One thing that I really want to go over is that I don't want them rushing the storyline in one season. I think if they do that, they're gonna have a disaster like Game of Thrones season 7 and 8. Now, I don't want to talk bad about Game of Thrones since it is one of my top 3 shows of all time, along with Avatar, but all the fans know that the showrunners rushed season 7 and 8, basically ruining the show in the whole build-up. That is one thing I truly do not want for Avatar. I don't care how many seasons they make, just please don't rush the storyline and keep the pacing neutral and balanced. I do hope they break book 1 of Avatar into 2 seasons, maybe even 3. There really isn't no point for them to try to do book 1 in just 1 season, so I do think having 2 or 3 seasons for book 1 would be good. But let me know what you guys think about this. How many seasons would you like to see for book 1? Number 3, don't change much of the story from the original one. This one is simple. Don't change the main storyline of Avatar. I say keep everything the way it is, just like in the animated series, and just adapt it to a live action series. If they can literally keep the same story from the animated series, I'm happy. I don't see why they would even want to change anything from the original. It just wouldn't make sense, which is why I say just leave the storyline alone and go from there. Follow the blueprint from the animated series and this show will become an instant success. Number 2, the soundtrack. Now, it's been reported that Jeremy Zuckerman will be returning for this live action series, which is amazing. Literally music to my ears. Jeremy Zuckerman is just too talented, and the fact that he will be returning for this series is literally everything that we need. He worked on The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra, so to have him joining the live action series is even better. I'm just curious to know what kind of music he will compose for this show, or if it'll be anything similar to the animated series. Overall, I'm just happy that he's joining the team. And lastly, number 1, character traits. This one is actually a big one for me, to be honest. What I mean exactly by character traits is the actors that do play these characters, I hope they can actually bring the emotion and value that these characters have. For example, I stated this a little bit in a previous video of mine where I said that they need to bring the level of realism to these characters, which meant having the excitement for Aang, the humor for Sokka, the determination for Katara, the fearless attitude for Toph, the pain and anger for Zuko, and lastly the wisdom and knowledge for Uncle Iroh. If the actors can captivate those feelings and emotions from these characters, then I think we might have something special here. It might be tough and challenging, but I do believe that the actors need to fully understand the character that they're playing so they can execute their performance properly. But overall, those those are my top 10 things that I would like to see in the live action series. Now is the time that I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about my list? Is it good or is it straight garbage juice? Is there anything that should be replaced or improved on? Let me know in the comments section what you guys thought about my top 10. I'm really curious to know how you guys feel about it. Now I will be covering everything about this series and providing you guys with the latest news and updates for Avatar The Last Airbender, which means any leaks, casting news, news leaks, and etc. I'll have all that covered for you guys, so please subscribe to the channel so you guys don't miss out on anything. But before I go, don't forget about that $20 gift card giveaway that I'll be doing once we hit 10,000 subscribers. All you gotta do to participate is be a subscriber, like the video, and leave a comment discussing anything that you liked about the video. Once we hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll pick the winner in whatever most recent video I have out, so good luck to everyone. I just want to say thank you all for watching, and if you haven't already, hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't by now. Also, hit that notification bell so you guys can get notified right away when I drop my next video. If you don't mind, share the video if you thought it was good and want others to see it. Thank you all once more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.